There's see, we wear our hospital scrubs. Okay, these are our regular scrubs. Then we get inside this jumpsuit kind of thing. We zip it up until our neck, and then.
Good evening, everybody. Now we'll be talking to Dr. Sabha, who is a resident physician in emergency medicine at Amrita Institute of Medical Science, which is one of India's best institute and is ranked 5 in all India. So she's doing a prestigious residency medicine post-graduation program, and so currently being in the Center of Excellence, or Tertiary Care Center, she gets referred a lots of cases, and she's the first point of contact as she's in the emergency department. So good evening, Dr. Sabha. How are you doing?
Good evening, Livy. Thanks, Livia, for this amazing interview, and it's a privilege to be on this. And I'm super excited to talk to you guys about this interview. And so, on that note, let's start.
So, how are you treating so many people every day?
Well, in our hospital, since it's a center of excellence, a lot of cases get referred. On an average, we get around 70 to 80 cases in a day, out of which, say, roughly about 7 to 8 patients get tested positive for COVID. And the days get a little hectic because the patient inflow is too much. But we kind of manage because we don't really have a choice. And it's sad to see that during this crisis, everybody is having their own set of problems. It's a difficult time. So yes, it is a burden on the healthcare system. And like I said, around 80 to 90 cases come in a day, and it's hard, but we do manage. We take shifts and we manage.
And how many hours do you work a day?
Well, that depends. On an average, we work for about roughly 12 to 15 days. We have in a month, we have shifts. So if I'm working the day shift, that's from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the night. Then my other doctors, they take the night shift. They work from the night 8 o'clock to the morning 8 o'clock. So we have around 12-hour shift, 15 days a month. And after that, we have like a shift. So the people who will be working the day shift will now work the night shift, and those who are working the night shift will now work the day shift. So during that changeover days, we have around 36 hours of duty. So yes, it's pretty busy that way.
Okay, and how do you protect yourself from the virus while you're treating the other patients?
Well, we maintain social distancing, and this is, I am in PPE. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment, which consists of the face shield that I'm currently wearing. It consists of a gown that covers from the, as you can see, there's a hood. So you have like a hood that covers up your hair, and it covers your entire body down to the shoes. And then if you wear the shoes and you have a shoe cover, which looks roughly something like, where can I see it? Yeah, something like this. This is a shoe cover which we'll be putting on the shoes that we wear. And this is a head cover which we'll be wearing it underneath the hood. And then you have the gloves, the way that I'm wearing it. Some days we wear 2 gloves, depends on the kind of patients that we're dealing with. And then there's an N95 mask. This is called as an N95 mask. So whenever a patient comes to the hospital, we give them this mask, N95 mask. So the best part about this mask is that it has these filters, so it prevents the outside viruses to get in through your mask. So it filters out all the viruses and the other bacteria and the other aerosols. So you protect it. So it kind of protects you that way. And then there's a face shield, so you don't really get to touch your eyes, your nose, your mouth. So the chances of virus getting into your body is minimized.
Okay, and as you're wearing the PPE, do you still maintain social distancing with the patients?
Yes, we do maintain social distancing with the patient. We maintain roughly about 1 meter. But if at all a patient is critical and we really need to be there, like check on his respiratory system or anything of that sort, we generally have a box. We put the patient in a box and we treat the patient that way. But we do maintain social distancing as much as possible and as far as possible.
And is the situation improving with all of your efforts?
Well, it has improved drastically because these equipments are just like how soldiers go to the war and they have, you know, the helmet, the gear, and the weapons. This is the kind of gear that can be compared to the one of the soldiers. This is something that protects us. So if at all we do not use the same gloves, you know, like the gloves, and we not meant, these gloves are not meant to be reused. Once you deal with one patient, you're supposed to remove it and discard it, and we'll have to don in fresh pairs of gloves. So when we maintain these precautions, we frequently wash our hands, sanitize ourselves, we bathe frequently, we wear these PPEs. So in that scenario, since it's a high risk area, we're very prone because we're the first point of contact to any kind of patients. So in that regard, it kind of protects us as well as the patient, so that if we deal with one patient before we switch over to another patient, we have to cleanse ourselves, you know, so that this one patient's infection is not really carried on to the next patient. So yeah, that's how it has drastically reduced the chances of infection. So yeah, that's about it.
And can you explain the donning and doffing of the PPE?
Well, there's a separate room called as the donning on room. I am currently sitting in a donning on room. And then there's something called as the doffing off room, which is a similar room. You have, let me see. Not sure if I can do this. Okay. Okay. As you can see, that is the yellow dustbin. That's where all the gloves, discarded gloves, are put in. Okay. So anything that is concerned with the patient gets dumped into that yellow colored dustbin, and it is called as a biohazardous. So anything that has been soiled with the patient's infectious secretions, blood, so that's where all the masks or gloves, everything goes into that. So as you can see, he just dumped his gloves into that yellow color pen. So we have two of such kinds. And then there is the other one, which is a black colored dustbin. Now in that dustbin goes in all the paper waste materials like plastic covers, disposable glasses and papers and office waste. So when we get a gown and a plastic cover, we generally have a covering. So we take the plastic cover, we dump it in that black color dustbin, and then we don on this. We put on first the gloves, then we get ourselves inside this gown, which goes something like this. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's like a jumpsuit. So once you get inside this jumpsuit, there's see we wear our hospital scrubs. Okay, these are our regular scrubs. Then we get inside this jumpsuit kind of thing. We zip it up until our neck, and then there's these. So we tie this around the waist. Okay, so that it is tight and it sticks to the body. All right.
Yeah.
And then you have the gloves. Then you wear this head cap. Okay.
Yeah.
So it goes something like this. So after that, you have like a hood. So you put on the hood to cover up for an extra protection. And then you have an N95 mask that you'd be wearing. And then the last thing you wear is your face shield. So this face shield, you're not allowed to touch your face shields, leathers, because this could be an infected area. Get it? and you're not allowed to touch your feet. So this is how you don in. And when you're doffing off, you take your face shield first, your gown next, then your shoe cars next. The last thing you'll be taking out is your gloves. Like that. And as you can see, I'll be dumping it in this yellow color. All right. And then I could be taking out. Yeah. So that's how we do.
So, like, do you, like, after you finish your doffing, like, do you also remove your face shield, or, like, where do you keep your face shield? Where do you keep your face shield after removing it?
There's a separate section of things in our cupboard, which is just meant for face shields. Okay, so that is where we keep it. And then there is other face shields that you get. Those are disposable face shields, which is generally used by the paramedics and the staff, and they have to discard their face shields every day. But since we use it on a daily basis, we have something like this, which after usage, we're supposed to sterilize it. And then we keep this separately in a cupboard that has a separate rack just for face shields.
Okay, and how uncomfortable it is?
Honestly, it's not very comfortable because you kind of miss this vision. It's a thing, like you have to see everything through the glass, but it's kind of the need of the hour. So it is very important for us to have this face shield. But since this is not very permeable, not breathable, we often tend to feel very hot inside this gown, and there's chances of profuse sweating too. It is not very comfortable, but we got to do what we got to do.
Okay, and how are you staying away from home?
Well, it's COVID crisis. It's a tough time. It has been a tough time for all of us. So staying away from home has been a little hard, but if at all we have frequent visits home, we would be actually causing harm to our own family members and friends. We'll be putting them into danger. We'll be jeopardizing, sabotaging their health. So it's hard to stay away from home because you want to look after your friends, your family, but duty calls. So we got to be here, treat the COVID patients. We got to see that they are doing fine. We're trying to protect as many patients and people as far as possible, as much as we can. So we don't really get to go home often, and it is advisable not to meet people often because we are high risk people, because we would be in this area surrounded by COVID people, suspected people. Some people can turn positive. So in such high risk situations, it's advisable to not meet your family members. Yeah, so we do miss them, but and we don't really get to see them on a daily basis. So it has been a pretty hard for us because of overbearing working hours, and we have very little time for ourselves. And staying away has been pretty hard, but like I said, it is the need of the hour.
So thank you, Dr. Sabha, for taking some time off from your busy schedule. Looks like you're in the middle of your COVID shift. So we won't keep you here for long since you have to get back to your patients. And once again, thank you so much. So would you like to say a word to my fellow batchmates, to my class? As I think some of them would like to be a doctor.
To all those people who want to be a doctor, I would say that this is the best profession you can ever think of. There's no other profession that gives you the satisfaction of being there out for people, to help them out. Anytime anybody is in need of help, they fall sick, this is that one profession people look up to. It's a very noble thing to be a doctor, and there's no greater pride than being there, helping people out, relieving of their miseries, of their pain, of their sufferings. It's a joy and inexplicable. So to all those budding doctors who really want to be doctors, I would say go for it. I know the pleasure of being a doctor, and yeah, it does have long, the flip side on a way, you do have long working hours. Days can get pretty hard, but you will love what you're doing. There's no greater joy than this. And I would say that during this COVID crisis, the time when it's been pretty hard for all of us, I would also ask you guys to stay safe, wash your hands frequently, sanitize yourself, do not touch your face, and maintain social distancing. And as far as you being doctors, I think you really need to be to know, you need to get to this field to know what it really is. Yeah.
Well, Dr. Sabha, thank you so much for taking some time off from your precious time out of your day to talk to us. And once again, it's an honor and an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you once again.
No, it's an honor. It's an honor. It's a complete pleasure talking to you, Olivia. You've been an amazing interviewer.
Well, have a good night and stay safe.
Yes, good night and stay safe. Bye-bye. Signing off.